Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High God Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Want to give a strong shalom to all the brothers and sisters who are doing everything they can to stay grounded in this walk, man. Praying, fasting, studying on a daily basis, trying to make their call and election sure. Strong shalom to all the children who are uplifting each other, keeping the rules of their household, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, teaching their friends and their siblings, trying to build up the generation to be better than we were. Strong shalom to all the elders who've been leading the way, waking up Jacob, trying to bring Israel back together in these last days. Just want to do a video today just to talk about strength, because strength ain't in just the physical. Strength ain't when you just hit Planet Fitness, hit Gold's Gym every day, just damn bench pressing, just trying to make your body as swole as you can, man. You're supposed to get your mind and your spirit girded in this walk, man, and that's through these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're going to kick it off in the book of Psalms, chapter 18. I'm going to start at 1. I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. So our forefather King David, man, he already knew that his strength came from the Most High God Yahweh, man. Said it didn't come from, doing push-ups, doing curls, doing jumping jacks. None of that stuff is going to actually benefit you as far as getting salvation, man. Verse 2, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. I said, and that's how we get our strength, man, because our strength is in our hope, our faith, man, and being saved from our enemies, to being saved out of this wicked captivity, man. Go to the book of 2 John, because David, man, he wasn't like he wasn't like Samson back in Judges 16, man. We let Delilah cut his locks off. Talking about something, that's where his strength was. Actually, let me see. I'm gonna grab that account right quick. I said, so, get the context. So Delilah was trying to find out where Samson's strength was, man. I'm gonna kind of jump in the middle of the point there. Judges 16:15, and she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me where thy great strength lieth. So she wanted to know where his strength was, man. She wanted to find out where was his power coming from. So she was like, you mighty and you powerful, where are you getting all this from? And he was trying to fan her off, man, but eventually he gave up. He didn't have enough strength to endure. Verse 16, and it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death. I said, and that's Eve, man. Said she will vex you on a daily basis. She just kept coming to him like, hey, man, come on. You know how Eve be, man. She give you the seducing eyes. She get the rubbing on your back, man. Get them creepy nails going. Get the rubbing your hair, give you a massage. Start breaking brother down, man. That's the same thing we see on a daily basis now. Ain't nothing changed since the days of old, man. Said that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto Yahweh from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. Says, so he was strong, man. He was a Nazarite from the day he was born, man. So this was something that he was destined to do, man. It's to be a mighty, strong brother in this thing. But she just kept on breaking him down, being seducing. And that damn lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, it got to him, man. He couldn't take it no more. And he eventually told her where his strength come from, man. He told her that his strength was in his hair. Told her that he never cut his hair. So what happened? Said at verse 18, and when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he has showed me all his heart. I said, can you picture that? You got to look at that, man, as in modern day. I was like, as soon as he told her, then she like, oh, okay. So she went in the other room. She picked her phone. She called the Philistines like, hey, he finally told me where his strength lies. I need y'all to come in here and get him up right quick, man. To bound him up. We gonna cut his hair off, man. That's wicked. Plotting on our people, man. That's not obeying the laws, statutes, and commandments. That is where we lose our strength at, man. Reading on. Said, then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. I said, so they paid her, man. They paid her off. She took a bribe. And they was like, hey, sister, we know that you can get this brother. Go ahead and seduce him. Go ahead and do your thing, man. Get him bound up, get him chained up, man. Get him jammed up. And we about to come in there and do what we got to do. Verse 19. And she made him sleep upon her knees. She put his head down, you know what I'm saying, rubbing his head. You got to look at that the same way now. People be sitting there watching TV, get to rub your head. Next thing you know, you done dozed off, man. Next thing you know, you sleep. When you was wide awake, when you were supposed to be keeping watch, you fell asleep, man. It's just like when the disciples was on the boat with Yahushua, man. I said they were supposed to be keeping watch. Yahushua wanted to take a nap. He said, I need y'all to watch for just an hour. What happened? So the brothers fell asleep. They couldn't stay girded. Reading on. 19. And she made him sleep upon her knees. And she called for a man. And she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him. And his strength went from him. So she began to afflict him, man. She cut off his hair and his strength went from him, man. You can't be like our forefathers, man. You got to be girded in this walk. You got to be like King David. He said he loved thee, O Lord. He said that's his strength. That's his rock. That's his salvation. You can't get it just through the things of the physical, man. Everything in this walk is spiritual. So, because if your spirit ain't right, you're going to get pulled up out of this thing, man. You're going to end up weak, just like Samson was. Brother was mighty. He was powerful. I said, but instead, he showed his strength to a woman and lost it, man. Book of 2 John, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye shall walk in it. For many deceivers are entered into the world, who confess that Nahamashiach Yahushua is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. So you can't be like these other people, man. Because all these other people, they antichrist. They don't want you to have the strength of the Lord. They don't want you to be girded in this walk. Instead, they want to be like, damn, how come you ain't being just like us? Why can't you just blend in? They want you to just accept all people, man. The Lord ain't accept all people. So the Lord had chosen people, and it never changed. Book of Malachi, the Lord said he don't change, man. Then Yahushua said the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, man. Nothing has changed. Everybody just act like, oh, well, now it's so-called 2023 AD, and, things have changed. We got to move on. No, man. Only way that we moving on is we are progressing as a people, getting back together, getting built up in these laws, statutes, and commandments. Finally getting girded into one thing that we've never attempted to do as a people. So just brought it out at camp yesterday. That is like, we've tried all these other things. We tried Black Wall Street down in Tulsa. We tried building up a neighborhood over in East St. Louis. I said we tried. This has been done all over the place, man. It's countless cities all throughout this wicked country that we've tried building up these establishments, trying to get Jake together. But what happened? We didn't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. So therefore, the Lord tore it down, just like He did any other empire throughout all these captivities, man. Just all these other empires, they've all come to an end, man. And that's the same thing that's coming in these last days as well. So the book of Mark, chapter 12, and verse 28. So, and one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. So we have one Lord, man, and that is where we get all of our roots. It's where we get our culture. It's where we get our foundation from. So that's where we're going to get our salvation from. That's where the second exodus is going to come from. He brought our people out of Egypt with a stretched out arm the first time, and he going to do it again, man, because we in spiritual Babylon this time. Reading on, verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. I said, so loving the Lord, that is your strength, man. I said, and how do you love the Lord, man? How do you love the Lord? That goes back to that 2 John that I just brought out. It's keeping the commandments, man. That is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. His commandments ain't even grievous, man. You read that in John 14. You read that in 1 John. You read that in 2 John. It's throughout all the scriptures, man. I said, even when you're talking about Yahushua, he said, look, I'll come in the volume of the book. Not just bits and pieces, man. He comes through this whole thing. Said verse 31, it's lucky. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. Said, and that is your strength. By loving the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach Yahushua, and then loving your neighbor, man. It said, because Yahushua, he's our neighbor. He's our brother. He's our king, He's our king of kings. He's our Lord of lords, man. He is our big brother. He's the guider. He's the one who we following in these last days, man. Because nobody can go to the Most High God but through him. That's why when you put up your prayers, you have to say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It's the Most High in the name of Mashiach. In the name of Christ. Because you can't just go straight to him. We got to pray because there's angels watching us. And the angels are taking our prayers up to the Most High. I said, you got the angels and you got Yahushua contending for us, man. Because the Most High, he look at us like we filthy rags. He could have did away with us a long time ago. So we actually need the intercessor, man, to build us, man, and to keep us. Because the Lord don't need us, man. He could build up somebody stronger than us. Therefore, we got to stay girded in this thing, man. It's up to us. Everybody talk about free will, and that's your free will. You got the will to serve God, or you got the will to serve man. You got to choose ye this day who you going to serve, man. Said one lies strength and one lies weakness, wickedness, folly, vanity, destruction, all hell breaking loose. The book of Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 28. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. I said, because the Most High is not like man. The Most High is not going to get weak in this thing. The Most High doesn't let his feelings get to him and he just make a rash decision. That's what happens in the world on a daily basis, man. Something wounds you up. Something gets you out of your spirit, gets you out your element. And what happened? You make a rash decision. And that rash decision can affect your future, man. Can affect your day. It could affect the moment. You know what I'm saying? Now you then offended somebody, man. I said you ain't even supposed to offend the little ones, man. I said there's a lot of people who don't even have the milk yet. So if you give them a bad image, man, what they gonna do? They gonna walk away. And now they gonna not even want to turn back to the Lord because they heard the wrong thing at the wrong time. I said we can't be like that. I said we gotta strive to be perfect, man, being like the Most High God. I said he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. I said when you come into this walk, 9 times out of 10 you have no faith. Some of our people, they had faith when they were in the Christian church. You know, they got faith in all kinds of things of the world, but nevertheless, they don't have the faith in the Most High God. They were leaning on all kinds of things to bring them out of situations, man. Said people may have been losing their home, may have lost their transportation, and may have got locked up. You know, family turned their backs on you. Your wife and your kids. You know what I'm saying? Or if your sister, your husband, you know, may have left you. All hell was breaking loose. I said, what did you have your faith in at that point? Did you have your faith in God? Did you drop to your knees and start praying? That's another thing our people do. They wait until they have nothing. Wait until they at their lowest point to start praying. When you got to pray without ceasing, you got to do this on a daily basis. This is something that never stops. But we weren't grounded in this walk. We were grounded in the ways of the world coming up. Said verse 30, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. It said young men faint, young men utterly fall. Said what scripture say? It said, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I thought as a child, I understood as a child, but now that I'm an adult, I put away the childish things, man. Paraphrasing. Let me grab that. All right, it's 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. You got to put away the faint-hearted. You got to put away the weariness of spirit. You got to put away not having strength in the Most High God Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. And that strength, that's your faith. Yeah. It said, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. I said, waiting on the Lord is how you renew your strength. Enduring on a daily basis, man. We all go through a number of things in life, man. None of us are just, perfect to the point where we don't weary. But that's why we need these scriptures. That's why we need to meditate on these precepts. Because a just man gonna fall 7 times. You gonna have your points of weakness where you be like, dang, okay. But then at the same time, you got to be like our forefathers and you got to search the scriptures daily. Verse 31 said, but they wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Said it's a renewing of the strength. I said you don't just have the strength from the beginning. It's something that continually gets built up. It's just like once you get paid, that ain't the last time you get paid. Now you just got that money for the rest of your life. You got to continue to work. So that's the same thing with these scriptures. You got to continue to work. You got to continue to study. You got to continue to fast. You got to continue to pray. You got to continue to meditate. You got to continue to congregate. These are things that's going to build you up in the spirit, man. This is how you're going to get your strength. This is how you're going to get your faith built up. Said you ain't going to get no faith if you ain't enduring nothing. Said the Lord loveth who be chastened, man. That's how he's dealing with you as a son. If you don't never go through nothing, how can you say you love the Lord? How can you say you've been through anything? Said a man that traveleth gaineth much wisdom, man. If you're not traveling, you're not gaining any wisdom. If you're not hitting the highways and byways, you're not getting any experience. The same way you can look at that as like school and stuff, man. You ain't going to pass a test if you never read the book. If you never looked through any of the study guides. You're not just going to walk in there. You in chemistry class just pouring damn liquids in the beakers, and next thing you know, it's exploding in your damn face. Because you didn't study, you didn't seek out the knowledge and the guidance and the understanding behind what you was looking at. That's the same thing that goes with this word, man. Because everything you see in the world, it all came from this world, man. Science is in these scriptures. Math is in these scriptures, man. Weather is in these scriptures. Everything that you know of in this physical world is in these scriptures, man. Said, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. I said, so you gotta, what the world say, you gotta spread your wings, man. You gotta fly. It's the same way like when you become an adult and you want to move out of your parents' crib. Said that's what they call the bird left the nest. That's what you gotta do. It's time to get winged off the milk. It's time to start getting into that bread, start getting into that meat, man. Start getting into the endurance and the perseverance that it takes to endure until the end. So they shall run and not be weary. Said, don't be weary about it, man. When you, like a bird, when they leave in that nest, when they jump off, they can't be weary. They gotta spread their wings and they just go. Because if not, what's gonna happen? They're just gonna fall straight to their demise. And now they broke their damn legs. So, and they shall walk and not faint. I say you got to be able to walk and not faint. You got to endure the race. It's like a marathon. You don't just jump into the marathon. You instantly just going as fast as you can. You got to pace yourself, man. And that's endurance. That is building yourself up. And only way that we can do that is by these laws, statutes, and commandments. Simply put, ain't no way around it. Say you read the book of James to talk about how it say that you can have faith. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta show your faith by your works, man. I'm gonna grab that right quick. All right, James chapter 2 and verse 22. Seest thou now faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? And the scripture was fulfilled, which saith, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. I said, that's how you be called the friend of God, man, of the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. So I'm going to read down to 26. Said, for as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is also, man. You got to show a man your faith by your works, man. You can't just say that you got faith, but you don't have no works to prove it, man. Say anything else, you just talking, man. It's just words. You just spitting that game, man. I said, and the Lord's not dealing with that. Jump over to 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 9. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. I said, your strength is made perfect through the weakness. It's the weakness of this flesh, being weary. I said, worrying about the things of the world, man. All these things that are temporary. Everything you see is going to be gone when your house shall come back, man. When Christ come back, he's destroying everything that we see in the physical. Our kingdom is going to be built up, and this doesn't compare to anything that's going to be in the kingdom, man. So the cracks in the concrete, you got dirt, you got the metal rusting out, you got all hell breaking loose in this place, man. Just look at the sky. You got chemtrails and stuff in there, man. It's just polluting everything. Say our faith is made perfect in our weakness. Say the grace is sufficient for thee, because we in the grace period now. This is our time to get built up. This is our time to get it right. This is our test trial. We gonna learn through trial and error, being tried by fire, man. Said, most gladly, therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon us. You gotta glory in your infirmities. When you got all hell breaking loose, you down on your luck, you feel like you got nothing left. So that's when you gotta glory. You can't just thank the Most High when he bring you out the jam. You got to thank him while you in it. You got to be like Meshach, Abednego, and Shadrach, man, when they was sitting there in the fire, man, in the fiery furnace in the book of Daniel, man. When they was going through it, they turned up the fire on the brothers 7 times hotter than it normally would be. But then when they came to check them out and be like, hey, yeah, they should be burnt up. What happened? The damn people that threw them in there, they got burnt up. Brothers was sitting in there alive. And they said, man, we threw 3 brothers in there, and there's 3 in there, and there's a spirit that looks like the Son of Man. Said Yahushua was right there with them. Like, you ain't got nothing to worry about, because they kept their faith. They kept their strength in the Most High God, Yahweh. Said, therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, and reproaches, and necessities, and persecutions, and in distresses, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong. Because we got to look at Christ as being our shepherd, as being the guider. We got to look at all the things he went through, man. To say when it was his time to go, said, man, they beat him. You know what I'm saying? They tried to feed him vinegar. They damn ripped his clothes. Was sitting there casting lots on it. Talking about damn sold to the highest bidder, man. That's wicked. We gotta look up to him, man. Because how many other people gonna have strength in that? If that was happening to you right now, man, most of our people would just give up the ghost. They say that they would be down, man, but it's that endurance. It's that strength. You got to get built up to be able to deal with that kind of thing, man. Most of our people, they can't even deal with the stuff that just happens on a daily basis, man. They can't even deal with the scriptures when we just out in the streets just trying to talk to them. They say you can't, don't, why are you judging me? Thou shalt not judge. That's Tupac, man. That is not in the scriptures. We got a whole book of judges, man, that just talk about how we supposed to judge our people. And we judge in righteousness. Like Corinthians say we go to law with our brother, man. We're not just making this stuff up. We going through the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And we just praying that we doing it in righteousness. That we doing it the way that the Lord want us to do, man. Book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. So we got to be strong in the power of the Lord, man. That means when you going through infirmities, you know, that when you got these spirits on you, you got to be able to overcome them. You got to have trust in the Lord, man, because that is where you going to get all your strength. That is where you're going to get built up at. You're not going to get it by talking to your damn worldly aunties and uncles and cousins. They don't know what's going on. They don't see that this world is coming to an end. They having fun celebrating damn birthdays. They celebrating Easter. They're looking forward to Memorial Day. They're looking forward to Labor Day. All these things that were set up to keep Jake down in the system, they love it, man. But we have to be different. We have to bask in the Lord, man, and in what he provides for us. Even when them obstacles come in the way, when these strongholds pop up, man, you got to be able to call on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and overcome them things. Verse 11, put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. I said, and that's your strength, being able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Because he's seeking like a roaring lion, man, walking to and from, trying to find out who he can devour, man. And you don't want to get devoured in these last days. Time is almost up. So you got to get built up, stay girded, and appreciate everything that the Lord gives you, whether it be good or bad. But with that, I hope this video was edifying, giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High God Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahushai. With that, Shalom.